Hey guys, it's Tyler with Vire Sabers. Just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. We did it. We made it to the end of 2020. I know there's going to be a lot of new saber owners out there, and they're probably going to be looking for help on their sabers. So I just want to give a quick little rundown on some of the functions of these, so that this might answer a lot of your questions. We're going to be taking some time off just for like the next 4 days or so. Ooh, sorry, Santa. Okay, so we'll start with this one. This would have been like the mystery bargain bin or the Apprentice saber. A lot of these got sold. So I wanted to go over some of the functions on these. Recharge port down here. You're going to want to make sure that you charge this up when you get it, or you probably, if you packed it away for a Christmas present, and it doesn't power on right away for you, you're going to want to charge it up. So you're going to want to use the charging cable that we sent you, along with a power adapter with a 5-volt output or less. Anything stronger than that can fry your board. I've seen people use like laptop chargers, and even though they will fit in there, that's entirely too much power going to the saber, and that will fry it. So charge it up. There'll be a light that'll come on. Sometimes it's hard to see, you gotta like look down in there, but when you plug it in, there'll be like a little red light that'll go off when it's charged. You don't want to leave these little sabers plugged in overnight, just to make sure that it doesn't overcharge the battery. I've done it on accident several times without issues, but I've also had customers that said they plugged it in, they charged it overnight, and then in the morning it didn't work. So just something to be careful of. I would try to plug it in for 3 or 4 hours tops. Okay, so when you get it, depending on which version of this you got, in the mystery bargain bin sabers, they were mixed in, so it could have been either or. You might have to press and hold, and then it'll play the startup music, and then you can tap it to turn it on. Or if it's one of the earlier versions that don't have the deep sleep, just tap it on. To turn it off, you're going to press and hold. And then it's pretty much it. If you press and hold this button, there's only one button. If you press and hold it, it'll cycle through the sound fonts. I think this one only has 3. Okay, so when he says there's something else, that is the mute function for this saber. Tap it, you get this little blaster block here. I'll turn the sound back on. So we're going to press and hold.
I've been waiting for this day for a long time.
Okay, so that's the Kylo Ren font. Actually, I'm going to turn the sound off just for so I can talk over it. So I'm just going to keep going until he says...
That lightsaber was Luke's.
One more. Okay, so that's mute. Okay, so tap for blaster block. If you tap and hold for 1 second, let off, and then tap again, it'll do this little lockup effect. If you tap and hold for about 3 seconds and let off, and then tap and hold, it'll start cycle color. If it shuts off, then you held for too long. If it does that flicker, then you didn't hold long enough. So I'm just holding the button right now. It's cycling through the colors. And then when it gets to the color that you want, we'll stop it on red. And sometimes the colors are a little slow to change. You just gotta let it go. But once it gets to the color you want, you're just gonna let off. Sometimes it skips a color entirely and you gotta cycle back around, but it'll get there eventually. Cool. There we get red. So once you're on the color you want, just let go, tap the button, and that locks in the color. And when you turn this off, it will remember your color on these. I think on this model, if the battery dies completely, it will forget your color, so you'll have to reset that. That's pretty much all the functions on the Apprentice sabers. This one here is a 9 font. So to power this one on, and again, you're going to want to charge this all the way up when you first get it. So we're just going to press and hold this button. You don't have to let that music play. You can hit the button and turn it on early. So this one functions a little different. I'll show you a couple things first. So with this one, to change the volume, if you press and hold for 1 flash, now we have softer sound. It's more quiet.
No
sound. So
Loud sound. Softer sound.
just press and hold, one flash, let off. Okay? So if we do 2,
Pause.
that changes the blade effect. So now we've got kind of like this like pulsy effect here.
Stable. Stable.
Okay, so I'm just going to put it back to stable. If we go for 3, 1, 2, 3, it's going to have it play music. And it'll cycle through 3 flashes. You just kind of have to keep going until you get through all, I think it's 5 or 6 songs. Maybe it's more songs than I thought. Oh no, you know what? That's one of the newer versions where it'll turn off. On this one, it'll play until you turn it on. Sorry. So on the RGBX, the newer version, you'll press and hold for 3, and then to turn it off, you cycle through the songs until you get to the end, and then it cuts it. On this one, this is like the second to last iteration that they had. This one, when you have the music on, you want to turn it off, you just turn on the saber. So with the new RGBX Eco Swings, the music will actually stay on even when you turn the saber on. And then to change the sound font on this one, just press and hold the button for 4 flashes, and then it'll change the sound font. 1, 2, 3.
You have something.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn the sound on.
No sound.
Okay, so for this one, press and hold 1 flash, let off, it'll automatically start doing this. 2 flashes and let off, it will cycle color on its own. With the 6 font version, it's kind of like how the old saber was, where you go for 2 flashes, you let off, and then you press and hold. On any of the 9 fonts, including the 9 font deluxe and the Eco Swing, the RGBX, 2 flashes, let off, and it'll cycle automatically. So then when it gets to the color that you want, boom, land on white. So when it gets to the color you want, you just tap it, and then that locks it in there. Press hold, and it'll turn it off. Also on these, you'll notice, I'm going to try to turn the sound back on here, hold on. Okay, sorry.
Loud sound.
I'm going to go to a different. Okay, so if you press and hold, and then you keep holding, it's going to put this into deep sleep again. So I'll just keep holding, I think it's like 10 or 15 awkward seconds, but. Okay, so the red light will go off completely. Now it's in deep sleep mode. That'll save your battery, and you can't turn it on until you hold the button again. It will go into deep sleep automatically after like 10 or 15 minutes, but if you want to force it into it early, save some extra battery, you can. If you want to remove your blade, there's some set screws down in here, and they'll be in various places depending on which emitter you got. You can unscrew this. Nothing is glued in, it's all just threaded and fitted on there. So you can see you got your speaker, your battery, switches here, the LEDs up in here. But that's kind of what you're looking at there. There's really no reason, unless something's wrong with it, that you'll have to get in for any of this stuff. But yeah, when you plug it in, there'll be a red light. I think it flashes, and that will turn off when it's done charging. So that's how you'll know for that. If you bought 2 sabers and you want to couple them together, there is. Okay, bring that in. I'm weak. Oh god. Okay. Yeah. So. Sometimes these will get really tight, especially when you combine 2 together, because you torque down on it. So what I did was I had my wife undo it for me, but if your wife isn't handy, what you're going to want to do is grab yourself little Allen key and just stick it into one of these holes, and that gives you enough leverage to pop it off. So now that embarrassing feat is out of the way, just unscrew this, and you grab your second saber that'll have a similar pommel to this, and it will just screw. I probably should have grabbed a second saber. That would have been the smart thing to do. But anyway, you remove one pommel off of one, and then it will just screw in because it's double threaded. It'll screw on to the other one. Make a staff. I should rehearse this. Hey, Merry Christmas, everybody. If anybody has any questions, we'll be back in the office. Wife, when are we coming back?
Monday.
Monday, December 28th?
Mm-hmm.
December 28th. See you guys then. Yeah. Also, we have the Vire Sabers community. If you guys want to post any questions in there, somebody will be able to help you out, I'm sure. And we'll still be around. We're actively trying to take a break because we've had a really busy month. But thanks a lot, guys. Have a good one.
Your wings activated.